What's going on, everybody? Logan Matthews, live reporting from Anne Frank's attic. Okay, so in the spirit of me doing book reviews and to redeem myself for the drunken fiasco that was my review of Big Sur by Jack Kerouac, I'm going to be reviewing On the Road, the original scroll version by Jack Kerouac. This is a novel that I have intermittently read the past 5 years. I first got it 2015. It was a gift from my ex-fiance's mother for Christmas. And at the time, I don't know why I got her to get it to me. I wasn't a reader at all, really, at the time. I was really just shooting heroin and waiting tables. But got her to get it for me, lost that copy. Actually, let somebody borrow the copy who I shouldn't have, and they kept it. And it's gone lost to the fucking sands of time, I suppose. But I ordered this last summer. Actually read it. Actually just finished it. It's great. Basically, essentially, it's a story of Jack Kerouac. This is the original version. The novelized version. The name is his name's Sal Paradise. Neil Cassidy's Dean Moriarty. They juxtaposed in this one to include the real names of the characters. Basically, it's his story of meeting Neil Cassidy in their travels back and forth across the country several times. Along the way, they get into all kinds of debauchery. They go to Texas and they stay at William Burroughs' house. And a lot happens in this novel, a whole lot. But with Jack Kerouac's spontaneous prose, his writing style, everything kind of just blurs into one. It's not a normal novel. It's not a normal way a novel is normally written. He wrote this entire thing in 3 weeks, and it constitutes 7 years of his life on the road. So naturally, writing a novel in 3 weeks is going to be hectic, manic, and everything kind of blends into one. And essentially, it's them looking for something that you can't find. They think at the end of the road there's going to be some pot of gold, some, the leprechaun at the whatever the fuck. But it's not. They never find it. But it's in the searching for that thing where they find meaning in their lives, which is, come to think of it, it's almost like an existentialist novel when you think about it. I doubt Kerouac was an existentialist, but there you go. A lot of drugs, a lot of drinking. Neil Cassidy is the hero of On the Road. Jack looks up to him. It's like he said it, I think, in Visions of Cody. The father I never found. In the beginning, it starts off with the line, 1 second. It says, I first met Neil not long after my father died. That's all you really need to know about how he views Neil. He looks up to Neil. Neil is the urban modern archetype of what a cowboy would be back in the day. He's just the all-American con man, full of shit. But he's so exciting and so full of life that these people just gravitate to him, and these women just fall at his feet. But he's a terrible person. He's a terrible person, and he's romanticized to the point of where you question Jack Kerouac's sexuality. He could have been gay for Neil. I'm sure a lot of men were gay for Neil. Allen Ginsberg's definitely was. And it brings up the question, how did Jack never once mentions the fact that Neil is obviously strung out on some sort of amphetamines, and it had to have been obvious to him. But I feel like he just didn't want to include that because he didn't want to dirty up Neil Cassidy's reputation, memory, whatever. So yeah, On the Road's basically Jack and Neil going across the road in search for something that they never actually find. Once again, and I think it's very profound, and it applies to life in general. It's not the destination, but it's really the journey where you actually find why life is worth living. 10 out of 10. It's maybe the perfect novel. It's my favorite novel. And the way it was written, the originality of Jack Kerouac's writing style, spontaneous prose, which he adapted from Neal Cassidy's letter writing. Neal Cassidy had potential to be a great writer, but he only finished a manuscript. And the writing is very stilted, very bland, not at all like his letters. The letters that Neal Cassidy wrote Jack are what inspired his writing style. So, without Neal, you wouldn't have Jack. I think we all owe a lot to Neal Cassidy, whether you agree with the things he did or not, or you think he was a terrible person or not. He inspired Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac, people who actually changed the world. He inspired. He was more, his life itself was the art instead of him being the artist, which I think is very cool. If you read it, you're gonna love it. I would check out more of Kerouac's work if you're into this kind of writing, this experimental, spontaneous prose type of writing. Well, that's it. It's Logan Reviews Books. This time I'm sober. Hopefully it's more coherent. I should probably use an outline, but I don't use an outline. Even my own work, I don't. More spontaneous prose is my way of doing things. I think it's more authentic. I think it's the way to write. If you actually want to come off as authentic and not so pretentious as a lot of writers do. Alright, you guys. Thank you much. Have a good one.